at all of these lies that are just not
Right.
true. Um, so tell us a little bit more. I think this I think is a good segue into you have a book about this topic, right? And if you want to talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit.
Yeah. I have. It started off. I was going to make a DVD, and it's called "Abortion is a Satanic Sacrifice."
Hmm.
And well, how that came about is that the Blessed Mother told me that I was supposed to help her end abortion, and I was going to adoration every day, anywhere from 30 minutes to 18 hours, and I'm
Wow.
sitting there, and I started talking to Jesus, and I was talking a lot. And I didn't care if people were in there or not. I would just start talking to Jesus. And sometimes he would respond. And I don't know what the difference was. I don't know why it is that if I said this today, he says something. If I say the almost the similar thing on another day, I get nothing. I don't care.
Mm.
Jesus talked to me, I'm good. So when I was in there one of the days, and I hadn't been in there very long, I mean like a few weeks, I said, your mom told me that I was supposed to help her end abortion. I can stop myself. Obviously, I haven't done one in a long time, but how am I going to stop the world? And he goes, oh, wait a second, or wait a minute. Okay. So I sat there and waited, and it wasn't very long. His mom showed up in adoration. And what she said was very short, but extremely profound. She said, use what you know. And she was gone.
Mm.
And I sat there like dumbfounded, like I could have figured this out. I just needed to be a little bit smarter because I know abortion is a satanic sacrifice.
Hmm.
I know that Satan mocks and mimics God. You know, God has divine mercy hour, Satan has the devil's hour.
Hmm.
It's at 3 a.m. Um, almost anything that God can come up with, Satan will mimic it in some way. And God made blood a binding agent in the Old Testament. Satan has done the same thing. Blood sacrifices are huge. Like, you want to be cursed for life, do something with blood involved. There was a woman, was a girl, teenage girl. I heard this story around 2009 or 8. It was with Father Chris Crotty. And there was this girl that did her boyfriend tried to get up from bed one morning and couldn't move. And the um, men of the house came in to lift him up, and none of them could lift him. He's a tiny little thing. He's like 15 years old and weighs like 100 pounds. And none of them can lift him. They can't even lift the bed. So they get some kind of a tool, like a something that can actually move him. And they drag him. The church is right next door. And Father Chris is the priest there, but he's also an exorcist. And he starts praying over the young boy, and he was given a word of knowledge from the Holy Spirit that the boyfriend's girlfriend put magic spells on him in her menstrual blood,
Mm.
and it cursed him, and he has demonic attachments, and that if he doesn't get the demonic attachment off him soon, he might get possessed. So Father Chris did it, and he said that she had drawn the blood on his back, and on his spine was a demon. He had the Kundalini spirit coiled up at the base of his spine.
Mm. Wow. So you've taken your knowledge, as the Blessed Mother said, and put that into a book
Right.
to
So I
help
have
people. Yeah.
part one tells you what happened initially is that I was going for a DVD,
Hmm.
and I had hired like 6 companies that said they could do the graphics I wanted. And then one by one, they all bowed out and said they couldn't do those graphics.
Mm.
So in the end, my DVD ended up being a CD, and I did the CD project. I recorded it Thanksgiving week in 2015, and it was ready December 2015. So January 2016, I was at the March for Life, and I had it with me. And people knew me, but they don't know I'm not a. At that time, I wasn't a huge rock star and had the March for Life, and so nobody. I think one person bought it, and I ended up donating. I got 1,000 of them, and I donated 900 of them to priests and seminarians and
Wow.
nuns and pro-life people. Just gave them away for free. And then I went back to the person that donated the money, that gave me the money so I could get that, and I was like, um, apparently I'm not as business savvy as you are, and he's a multimillionaire. And I said I gave away 900 copies, and if I sold the final 100, I couldn't afford to replace them. And he's like, no problem, I'll just give you another donation again, and you can buy. I could buy more because the first time I needed to pay to record it and then make duplicate copies. So it was more money to do that. I only got 1,000 copies. But when he
Hmm.
donated the money the next time, I was able to buy 3,000. And so I put that out. And then so many people asked for the transcript of the CD that we ended up putting it out in book form in 2018.
I see.
And it came out in like May or June of 2018. And then in August, Amazon sent out your placement of how you did in sales. And I was expecting, not really a whole lot, but let's see what happens. And they said that in overall sales, I'm ranked number 865, and in religious sales, I'm ranked number 205. And I was like, okay.
That's
And they're
good.
like, that's not, you're not pleased. I was like, there's 204 people ahead of me in the religious section, and there's 864 people ahead of me in the overall. She goes, do you know how many people are
Are
selling
behind
books on Amazon? I was like, a million? I was guessing a million.
40 million,
27 million.
27.
Whoa.
27 million
Yeah.
people are selling books, and my book was ranked 865. I was like, whoa, I got to sit down for that one. And then the other one, there was like the religious books, there's like 600,000, and my book was ranked 205. And I was like, oh, I don't feel so bad now. But that was, I mean, the book was fairly new. I don't know where I stand now. That's the only plan. They've only sent me the results. But I've had times where, I mean, that you had good sales when at the end of the month you get a fat check, and it's like, whoa, nice. But then, I mean, I've also gone months and not gotten anything.
Hmm. Interesting.